Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming tonight to the Happiness Hall of Fame. I have the privilege and honor of introducing to you the founder of the Hall. Mike has been researching happiness for over 30 years, and he's the author of 4 books on happiness. He absolutely loves people, and he wants everyone to live the happiest life they can live. Mike is a great, great man. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Mike Duffy.
Good evening, and welcome to the Happiness Hall of Fame. My name is Mike Duffy. I'm the founder of the Hall and the author of several happiness books, including the Happiness Book for Men and the Happiness Book for Kids. I founded the Hall to celebrate and encourage people and organizations that make other people happy. The Happiness Hall of Fame has inducted Muhammad Ali, Deepak Chopra, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Lucille Packard Children's Hospital, the Ronald McDonald House, Christy Yamaguchi, NBA Hall of Famer Chris Mullen, Emmy Award-winning chef Michael Chiarello, Chef Tyler Florence, and Chef Giada Laurentis. Tonight, you're going to learn the secrets to happiness, and you're going to have a fun time in the process. I'd like to tell you a story about a man who was searching for a deeper meaning in his life, so he joined a monastery. And in this monastery, you had to take a vow of silence. At the end of every year, you could say only 2 words. So the man is working 14 hours in the field, really, really hard, and he's not getting enough sleep at night because he has a very thin, raggedy blanket. At the end of the first year, he goes up to the head monk and he says, "More blankets." The second years go by, he's working 15 hours in the field, and he's just not getting enough food. So he goes up to the head monk at the end of the second year, and he says, "More food." By the end of the third year, he figures out that he's just not happy being a monk. So he gathers up his possessions, and as he's walking out the front door, he turns to the head monk and says, "Not happy." The head monk turns to him and says, "Good riddance, you've done nothing but whine since you got here." Let me ask you a question. Are you not happy? Do some of you see so many other people that just seem to have such a happy life, but you're not? I know that there was a certain time in my life when I was younger that was certainly the case. I grew up a very happy kid. I was born in Brooklyn. I was raised in Queens by 2 incredibly hardworking Irish immigrants. My dad is a great singer. He's the Irish Frank Sinatra, and he claims that he single-handedly kept the Guinness Brewery afloat all by himself. My mom was a great chef. She cooked for Ronald Reagan, mayors of New York, the Rockefellers, and some of the greatest parties in the history of Manhattan. And she loved to laugh. Her favorite story was when my 5th grade piano teacher, Sister Catherine, came over for dinner. Sister Catherine was 4'11". She was a cross between an Oompa Loompa and a hobbit with a habit. She was the sweetest lady in the whole world, but she was completely devoid of any musical talent. She needed piano lessons, okay? I had begged my parents, I need a new teacher. They told me that all nuns know how to play the piano and to be quiet. So I remember one time, I went to Sister Catherine. I finally get up the nerve after 5 years of playing classical music, and I said, "Sister, I want to play cool music like Led Zeppelin and Alice Cooper." And she said, "Alice Cooper?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I love Alice Cooper." I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." She goes, "I tell you what, I'm going to go down to the music store, and I will get his greatest hit. We will work on that song for months. When you're 48 years old, you'll know how to play that song, and you'll know all the words." I was psyched, right? So I run back to the convent the next week. I burst open the door. I slide onto her piano bench, and there's the sheet music for Feelings by Morris Albert. And I said, Feelings? She said, yeah, nothing more than feelings. Come on, sing along. And, for those of you that aren't familiar with the song Feelings, in 1998, Rhino Records released a compilation album that it was featured on called 70s Party Killers. Okay, so if they have music in hell, I know what they're playing. Well, anyway, Sister Catherine comes over for dinner. It's the first time she's been at my house. And after dinner, my dad says, okay, Mike and Sister Catherine, you guys go upstairs, and we'll do the dishes while you play piano upstairs. So me and Sister Catherine go upstairs. And after 5 minutes of a childish recital of bum notes and mangled music, my dad yells up the stairs, okay, Mike, that's enough. Now let Sister Catherine play. Sister Catherine's eyes bug out. She says, but Mr. Duffy, that's me playing the piano. So I got a new piano teacher. But I'll always be grateful for that sweet lady. She was a wonderful person. You know, the reason why I'm standing here tonight in front of you wonderful people is that sometimes out of great tragedies come good things like this hall. When I was 17 years old, unfortunately my mom passed away of cancer in 3 months. But I decided to make a plan to get my happiness back. So I got a degree in psychology. I read hundreds of books and thousands of scientific studies on happiness, resilience, and optimism. I knew that happiness was a choice, and I was going to get my happiness back. 29 years ago, a then unknown comic named Ray Romano told me that in the basement of the Comedy Cellar, I could be a stand-up comic. Ray went on to be the star of Everybody Loves Raymond, and I believed him. So I toured the East Coast. I did comedy clubs. I was an MC at Woodstock 94. And what I found was I loved making people happy through laughter. In the 4th century, St. Augustine said that it's in giving that we receive. And it's true. I did whatever it took to go to college, pay for that, and do stand-up at night. I cleaned toilets, I bussed tables, I washed windows. I just wanted to make people happy. And I can tell you that today I'm one of the happiest people that you'll ever meet. A lot of people ask me, how can I get happier? And what I respond to them is, I give them a simple technique that they can do every day. I call it liquid therapy. And I know some of you people are thinking, great, finally someone's going to talk about the merits of positive drinking. That's not this, okay? What I'd like you to do in the morning, whether you drink coffee or tea or juice, with each sip count a blessing. So for example, with your first sip say, I'm grateful for this beverage. The next sip, I'm grateful for the people that love me. And by the time you get down to the bottom of that beverage, you'll feel happier. I'm friends with a lot of people, prominent people, that research happiness. My friend Lionel Ketchian has started 115 happiness clubs all around the world. His latest club is in Romania, and he believes that 95% of happiness is a result of gratitude. So be grateful. In the morning, the first time you wake up, look up to the skies and say, thank you, God. Treasure the small things in life, like a meal made by somebody that you love. When you focus on the good things in your life and not on the bad things, you'll be happier. So life can throw at you some curveballs, as we all know. And what conscious gratitude can do is judo flip the bad times into the good times. Let me give you some examples. If your kids are screaming and are on your last nerve, be grateful for you have kids and they can communicate. You have to flip it around. Those boisterous, bouncing babes may one day to go on to teach people as great educators and change people's lives for the better. If your spouse leaves you, be grateful. You now have, wait, this is not funny. This is not a joke. But you now have the opportunity to go out there in this big, beautiful world of 8 billion people and find somebody who really loves you. If you find yourself in tears, wipe those tears away. Proverbs 30, verse 5 says, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." Be grateful. Joy is coming. You are the author of the story of the rest of your life. Make that story one of gratitude, kindness, love, and happiness. Thank you. Thank you.